Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new series here on the YouTube channel. We are playing Total Extreme Wrestling 2020. We are the booker of WCW and we're going to rewrite history as best as we can. I've been having that itch recently to play this game again, and I've found a database that I quite like the look of, and it's a time period that I really enjoy. So we're going to go back to 1998. We're in week 1 of January. It's Monday night. Monday Nitro is tonight, and today's episode is basically going to be just a look around the company, the goals, storylines, things that we want to do. If you haven't played this game before, it's essentially Football Manager but for pro wrestling. So you own the company, or you can be the booker, like a manager essentially, compared to an owner in football, and you decide what happens. You sign guys, you make matches, you change titles, you buy companies. You can do a lot on this save, and it's something I've always enjoyed going back to EWR back in the day. So let's get on with a save, I figured. So we're going to be WCW. The reason being is, if we look at who we could have went with the WWF. However, they're first in the world ranked as well anyway, even though at this time I would argue WCW was definitely the bigger company by quite a while. WWF hadn't quite turned the corner yet. They were very close to turning the corner. WrestleMania was a few months away with Mike Tyson and Steve Austin, but WCW was definitely on top. But we could have had WWF. However, WWF is very well set up for the future. They've got a lot of talent, and if we even look at like the contracts, they've got guys on long deals. I mean, they've got Kane, Undertaker, Triple H, Mark Henry, The Rock, Stone Cold. I mean, Edge even's on a 4-year deal. So it's definitely something that we are not interested in doing. We could have done ECW. I did debate doing ECW. However, I've never been the biggest fan of ECW. I really like a lot of it, but there's a lot of eras that I'm not really that fussed about, and 1998 isn't really my favourite era. I'm actually more of a fan of like the 99-2000, when like Tajiri and Steve Corino got involved, and then the pre-98, so a lot of sort of 94 to 97 is my preferred era of ECW. And then I could have done somebody else, but I thought, you know what? This is the perfect time period for WCW. It's 1998. Thunder is just about to start, which, I mean, you can question if that was a good idea or not. We have Nitro still at 2 hours, thankfully. And if you look at the roster that we've got some absolute superstars. I'm not going to go through everybody here. You can quickly have a pause and have a look as we go. However, to point out, if you look at our major sort of stars that we've got, I mean, our major stars, there's 2 of them. There's Hulk Hogan and there's Sting. Now, obviously, Sting in this time period had just come back as his Crow character. He had just won the WCW World Heavyweight title at Starrcade in a definitely an interesting match. It's not a good match by any means. The finish was terrible. Just it was a shambles, basically. And January 98 is a really bad month for WCW because they essentially put the title up in the air and take away that whole moment from Sting. So we're going to rectify that. We've also got this other little guy, not in this page. We've also got Kevin Nash. We've got Ric Flair. Obviously, Ric Flair on the way out as a top level guy. However, he's still very popular. He's still very good, all things considered. And Kevin Nash, I've always had a soft spot for Big Sexy. I feel like they've done him dirty on his ratings here. But, I mean, Ariel Zero, did they not watch, X Division King? But anyway, we've got this guy. So we've got Bret Hart. He's just joined the company over the last month after the Montreal Screwjob. And famously, WCW completely and utterly screwed up with him in their position. So we're going to definitely try and do something more exciting with Bret Hart. And maybe we're definitely aiming to try and do the Hogan match. I mean, that's one thing we'll definitely try and do. But we've got Bret. We've still got a very good Kurt Hennig. We've got Diamond Dallas Page. at sort of the peak of his powers. We've got Goldberg, mid-streak Goldberg, so he's not won the US title off Raven yet. He's not won the world title, obviously, off Hogan yet. That would come later in the year. But he's definitely on the way up. I mean, his popularity is already 69 and 70 in the US. And yeah, Goldberg is going to be a big part of this save going forward. Lex Luger, a much maligned professional wrestler. I very much enjoy Lex Luger. Randy Savage, very good still, even at 45 years old. Rick Rude, not a wrestler. Roddy Piper, he's an occasional wrestler. Scott Hall, an interesting case of what we do with him. Scott Steiner, we need to get a picture for him actually set up, but we've got Scott Steiner, who is half of the tag team champions with Rick? Yes, with Rick. Yeah, Scott hadn't turned heel into the NWO just yet. He was about to, I think. Deputy Best Manager, and we've still got the Giant, who of course would go to the WWF in a year's time. He is pretty rotten, but he's obviously very young still. He's only 25. You got to remember how young the Big Show is. So, today's episode, we're going to book our first Nitro, and I think we're going to book our first Thunder as well. I do have a Saturday night taping as well. I was debating getting rid of Saturday night, but because of the size of the roster that we've got, I feel like we need to keep it for now. I'll book that off camera, though, because it's going to be a lot of B-show stuff. It's going to be a lot of tag matches, 6-mans, younger guys on that show. Thunder, however, obviously is prime time, and Nitro is prime time as well, so late evening prime time. And then we've got our pay-per-views. I just remembered I need to fix this Slamboree and Spring Stampede. Let me just double check which came first. I think it was Spring Stampede came first. Yeah, Spring Stampede was first. Slamboree is in May, so we need to edit that, because otherwise we've got 2 shows on the same day. There we go. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Where's Halloween Havoc? We don't have a Halloween Havoc show for some reason. I don't really know why. So Halloween Havoc, is there an image? Yes, there is. Yeah, I'm not really sure what. We've even got the graphic for it. I don't know. So Halloween Havoc is in. We'll do that the last week of October. And there we go. Now we've got our full schedule on what's going on now. Yeah, we're going to book Nitro, we're going to book Thunder. I have done some off-camera things. I just amended some of the people's abilities, in the sense of Diamond Dallas Page was set to a manager, so I took that off, things like that. I also went and got some new coverage. So Nitro is now being shown on a few different stations around the world as well, just to get us some popularity in Japan, Mexico, Canada as well. So we don't have any storylines on the go at the moment. Apologies if my screen just flashed there. We don't have any storylines on the go at the moment, so we need to get some definitely arranged, because we'll get penalised if we don't. And we've got to also think, who do we want to be? What do we want to do going forward? So if we look at our champions, Ultimo Dragon is currently the Cruiserweight Champion. He just won that title at Starrcade. The United States Heavyweight Champion is Diamond Dallas Page, who just won that title at Starrcade. Sting, World Heavyweight Champion at Starrcade. The Steiners have been champions since October, and the television champion is Booker T, who also just won it at Starrcade. So we've got brand new champions. We don't really want to be hot-shotting the belt off of anybody just yet. I mean, these are all pretty solid options for champions. Booker T will provide good matches for the TV title as well. And yeah, I think this is going to be a lot of fun, as I say. I'm hoping that we can do some good things. We've got a very, very big roster, and we're spending a lot of money on some of these people. I mean, we're paying Hulk Hogan $273,000 per month. Sting $171,000. We've got 4 guys over $100,000 a month, and Bret Hart is basically there as well. And all these contracts are still on for a very long time. So we can't really do anything here, because obviously to get rid of these guys would be to lose a lot of money. We can save some money by letting some contracts expire. Definitely something I'm looking to do. So we're playing as Eric Bischoff, by the way, just so that we don't have to worry about Bischoff on the payroll and things like that. We've got Gene Okerlund. Gene Okerlund we don't need. It sounds really harsh to say, but he doesn't really provide much unless I do some angles in which we have him holding the microphone. He kind of doesn't really do anything. We've got Kevin Sullivan as well, a road agent more than anything else, but he's not a great road agent. He's good, but we could probably do better. Mark Curtis is a referee. Paul Orndorff, again, road agent, and a very good one at that. Rick Rude's an interesting one because he's a manager. I wonder if we could talk, because obviously before Rick Rude died, he was going to get back in the ring. He was already sort of discussing that. And he does. Okay, so we've just quickly spoke to Rick Rude, and he's coming out of retirement. Huh. Okay then. Well, that's interesting. So I wasn't expecting that to be happening, but we've got Rick Rude. We should maybe get him on a contract. We've got Super Calo. He's only on $30 a show, and Super Calo is perfectly decent, so we'll keep him on board. Greg Valentine, I absolutely adore Greg Valentine. Greg Valentine is one of my favourites. I think he's amazing. I don't have any use for a 47-year-old Greg Valentine though, at this point. He's still actually pretty good. We could actually convert him into just being a full-time road agent, which might be the play. But we'll use him for a month. We'll use him to put some guys over and get some of that popularity. Black Cat, I mean, he's on loan to us from WCW, from New Japan. Horseshoe is a very young Luther Reigns. So, and these guys aren't on much money. I mean, John Nord, the Berserker, we'll probably let him go. But anyway, enough rambling. Let's get some storylines on the go. First things first. So I don't like doing storylines, but I don't like playing with them off, if that makes sense. So I'm going to just copy what the YouTuber Suspicious Aussie does and just make belt-related storylines. So Sting obviously is the champion. Hulk Hogan is going to be in this story as well. Or Hollywood Hogan, sorry. And we're also going to add Bret Hart to this storyline going forward. Number 2, we're going to have the United States title, which obviously is Diamond Dallas Page. And who do we want to be DDP's first challenger? I'm not really sure, because I'm not really sure until we get a few shows in what I'm sort of wanting to do. I've got a rough idea for whatever our first show's called. I've completely blanked on the name of it. But I mean, maybe Raven is the we'll put Raven in this storyline for now. And we'll see what we want to do. We've obviously got our tag team. So that's obviously Scott and Rick Steiner. Definitely want to turn Scott Steiner down the road. And I don't really know who they're going to face yet, so we'll just keep them in the storyline themselves for now. And obviously we've got our World Cruiserweight. So Ultimo Dragon, and we'll just put Rey Mysterio and Billy. We don't even have. Do we have Kidman? Yeah, we do. And Hoovy. Yeah, I'll put Hoovy in for now. And lastly, number 5, we're going to have our WCW World Television title, which is going to be our work rate title. And we've got Booker T. We're going to put Rick Martel in because he was hovering around there. Perry Saturn, who we don't have. I thought, Perry Saturn hadn't joined you, had it? That's right. No, there is Saturn. Yeah, I was going to say Saturn should be there. And I think we'll leave it at that just now. And there we go. I know it's not the most exciting storylines, however, for now, we just want to get them in so we don't get penalised on the show. Anyway, let's book our first Nitro. So we're on the booking screen here. The show will be broadcast on a bunch of different stations, and our absent workers is only 6, who is currently out injured. Obviously, in real life, he would actually get fired before coming. Well, he'd never come back to WCW. He'd be fired and go back to WWF as X-Pac. But we're going to host our first show in, let's just stay in the southeast. 16,500 fans are expected for Nitro. So let's see where we want to go. This doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. And based off that, we've got 2 locations. So we've got the home of the Orlando Magic, apparently, the Amway Arena. Let's just go there. So this is the book. It's good if you've never played the game before. Basically, you chuck a bunch of stuff on the screen and run the show. So we've got some analysis as well. We need to advance at least 2 storylines. And that's what we're going to do. But we're going to start off the show with a Sting angle. Sting's going to... Actually, no. We'll start the show off with Eric Bischoff and Hollywood Hogan. I'll have them based on entertainment. I know it's our own character in this case, but we'll have Bischoff and Hogan come out. And basically, obviously... So we're going to use the events of Starrcade as the base to start with. And then obviously we'll splinter off and do our own thing going forward. But we'll just put a wee note just to say Bischoff and Hogan call out Sting, Bret Hart, because essentially that's all they're doing here, and we'll just have Sting off screen and Bret Hart off screen as well. And there we go, we'll have a little success for both of those guys, and done. That's how we're going to open the show. Bischoff and Hogan are going to call out Sting and Bret Hart. They're going to accuse a conspiracy. You know, Hogan didn't deserve this. It was all a lot of rubbish. But we're going to then move into a 1v1 contest. Now, I think we want to kick off the show with some cruiserweights. Do we kick off with Dean Malenko? Who do we want to start with? We've got so many people on this roster. Now, let's actually do a tag team. We'll do a little tag team here. We'll do... Who do we want to do? By the way, I'm not going to be editing these much. I'm just going to edit like long bits out. It's going to be more of a free-flowing sort of talky episode. So apologies if this is like 50 minutes long. But I can't really bother editing, to be honest. Anyway, so we're going to have Ray. What is Hoovy, a face or a heel? Hoovy's a face. We'll put Hoovy. He's still got his mask. And we're going to have them go up against... Oh, no, almost not a heel. He's not yet man. Now he's been managed by Sonny Ono, but he's not anymore. We'll have them go up against... Is there any teams that we've got who are not very good? Not really. Let's put them up against... I've got some heels. Let's just do a team of random Mexicans. So we've got El Dandy and La Parca, I guess. Just a little, you know, cracking opener for the show. We're going to have Ray go over. We'll have them steal the show. It is a big high spots match. We'll have it scripted though, and it'll be open as well, and it'll be a decisive win for Ray Jr. Loser will be El Dandy, because we want to keep La Parca a little bit strong at least. We're then going to go to another angle, and we're going to have... Now, I've needed to refresh my memory here. What the hell happened at Starrcade? Let's have a look. Yeah, so we've got Starrcade up here. Apologies for the way this looks on the screen, but I was just grabbing it for my own purposes. We can show you guys. So we had Eddie beat Dean Malenko for the Cruiserweight title. Did he win it on the Nitro after? Yes. Okay. Ultimate Dragon and Booker T as well won. Okay, I forgot about that. So there we go. So Eddie lost the title. So we'll have Eddie still in the mix as well, with Dean Malenko still in the mix. But Ultimate Dragon's just won it. We've had a rubbish tag team match. Goldberg beating Steve McMichael, Saturn beating Benoit. These are like TV title level guys. Buff beating Luger. I have no recollection of that match going 17 goddamn minutes. DDP beating, obviously we had this match. We're gonna just forget this one happened, okay? Because I can't be bothered with that storyline. And obviously we had Sting, infamously. What a terrible show, by the way. But that's what happened on Starrcade, so that's fine. So, based off that, we're going to have Eddie Guerrero, right, in entertainment. We will script Eddie for now. We'll see what he's like without a script later on. And he's going to call it Ultimo Dragon. And basically just say, like, Eddie wants a rematch. Ultimo. I just put these little notes just to remind myself what the hell I actually did, so that if I don't play this in a few days, I know what we're doing. But Eddie wants a rematch with Ultimo. We'll actually put Eddie into this storyline as well. I'm actually going to put Benoit into the title hunt as well. There we go. We'll do another angle. We will have... Do we just have... No, we'll have Lex Luger. Now, he's just come off a loss to Buff Bagwell. Is Lex a heel or a face? He's still a babyface. So we're going to have Lex. And Lex is going to talk about Sting being the world champion. So they're best mates. Actually, yeah, we'll keep him off screen. Lex is going to talk about Sting. So Lex praising Sting for winning belt. Wants a match? Question mark. Luger's hanging around. Luger's thinking, you know what, Stinger, we've been best mates before. We want to have a little match against each other, I think. And then we'll do another angle. Because this is WCW after all. We need to have angles everywhere. We will have... Do we just have our new United States champion? Yes, we will. We'll have our new United States champion. Basically, just put himself over. Actually, you know what? We could do something with Rick Rude and DDP. Yeah, let's do that. Where's Rick Rude? Rick Rude and Kurt Hennig. And we're going to have all three guys out there. And let's just get rid of that. Apologies if you're hearing any noises here. So DDP celebrates US title win, interrupted by Hennig and Rude. And what we want is Rick Rude to sort of be like hinting that he's going to get back into the ring. We are then going to go into a singles match. And I think we'll do our Goldberg squash here. So we're going to get Goldberg, and he is going to absolutely annihilate. Who is going to annihilate? Wayne Bloom. We're not going to do Raph, because we like Raph in this house. Kendall Windham. There we go. Kendall Windham. But thanks for coming to the show tonight, guy. This is going to last like 3 minutes. No, actually, it has to last 5 because I think it's 5 minutes, I believe, the cut-off. But we're going to have Goldberg dominate. We're going to script it, and it's going to be a decisive one as well. Wyndham's getting nothing in that match. And then post-match, we are going to actually use Mean Gene. And we'll use his microphone skills. And we're going to get him to try and talk to Goldberg, who doesn't want to talk to him, essentially. Now, they did this storyline in real life, obviously, as well, where Goldberg wasn't being interviewed, but Goldberg refuses to be interviewed. Because he's a man of action, not a man of words. Okay. So far, so good. Who have we got that we're stuffing? Obviously, we've got Sting, we've got Nash, Flair. Do we want to do something with the TV title, I feel like? So we'll have Booker T. Rated on Entertainment. And we're going to have him interrupted by Saturn, who did beat Benoit. So we'll do Saturn. and we'll script both those guys. So we'll just put Saturn challenges Booker to TV title match. And we're not going to do that match just yet, but we are going to have a tag match. And we are actually going to do Booker T and Stevie Ray. We will do Harlem Heat. And they will face two members of the flock. So that will be Saturn and who's going to be the guy that takes the pinfall? It's going to be Reese, I guess. Reese, are you in the flock? It should be in the flock. Let's if stables is what I want. Reese not in the flock, but we'll do Riggs. Riggs can take the loss. There we go. And that should be a quick, short match. Booker T will get the win. The loser will be Riggs. We'll make it open, we'll script it, and it will be a decisive win for Booker in the end. On that note, we will have Raven come out, and Raven will cut a promo on Diamond Dallas Page. Simple as that. Raven wants US title match. I'm going to put berates Riggs for losing as well. So we're actually going to put Riggs. He's not going to be rated though. We're going to put Saturn. And who the hell else is in? You know what? We'll just do that. But he's going to just come out. Oops. Raven berates Riggs for losing. Wants match with DDP for US belts. Just to keep things sort of moving going forward. With another angle. There's going to be angles all over the place here, by the way, just so you know. I only just use the freestyle angles because there's no point using the default ones. They're a bit too restrictive. We will have Chris Jericho. I think just put himself over, to be honest. Chris Jericho puts himself over. Brags about how great he is. And then we'll have a match. So this is a pre-match promo here. He is a heel, so he can beat I really want to use Rick Martel, but I don't want him to be defeated in this match. It's probably going to have to be a Lucha guy. Maybe Hector Garza or Chavo. Chavo's atrocious, by the way. Let's have Hector Garza be the guy who'll take the loss here. Just a quick wee match, get Jericho a win. We'll have it be open though, because Jericho obviously is a coward, but he will win it decisively in the end. Okay, now we're going to get some big gun things on the go here. So we're going to have Bret Hart come out. And we will script Bret. And we're going to have him also challenge Sting. Everybody wants a piece of the Stinger. For Bret wants a piece of Sting after helping Starrcade. Right, so now I think we need to have a big match as our main event here. So I think we're going to do a tag match, and I think we're going to do the Outsiders in the match. So Hall and Nash, and I think, you know what, they're just going to face Sting and Luger. I think that sets up quite well. We won't make it go too long. We will obviously give our new champion the win. Scott Hall can take the loss. It can be open. We will script it, and it'll be a decisive win in the end. And then we'll just end the show with everybody wanting a piece of Sting. So, Bret Hart, Lex Luger, and Hollywood Hogan is going to come out as well and make the point that he also wants the match. And yeah, we'll do that, I think. We'll script everybody. Hogan doesn't want to be scripted. Okay, we've got to keep Hogan happy. And we'll make that... we'll just make it 8 minutes, I suppose. And there we go. Who have we not used? Ric Flair, Piper, Savage. We've not used Benoit, but we'll do some we'll do a couple pre-show matches. So we'll do a 2 tag team match. We will have Benoit team with Diamond Dallas Page, and they will take on... Who will they take on? I don't really want to use those guys in a pre-show match. Meng and the Barbarian. Yep, that'll do. That can be our little pre-show warm-up match, and we'll have DDP get the win. Don't really care who loses the match, to be honest. Just to get the crowd warmed up a little bit. And I think we'll go with that. It's not the most exciting first Nitro, but we're going to be penalised. Oh, maybe actually we should put that on the main show. Yeah, we'll put that on the actual main show. I just realised how little we've actually booked here. Right, let's cut that down by 2 minutes. Let's cut that by a minute. Let's cut that. We can't really cut that any further. Need one more match. One more match. I suppose if we shorten this to 6, shorten the main to 10, that gives us 4 minutes. If we take away this to an extra minute down, yeah, and then we can put a wee match in here that will hopefully give us enough. So what do we want to do? We want to have... Do we want the Giant just to come out and squash someone? Yeah. We'll just do a wee squash with the Giant. So he can beat up some NWO scrub, I suppose. He can beat up... Actually, I don't know who he's going to beat. Let's just have him beat anybody. He can beat... I can't beat anybody too crap, though. You know what? He can beat Finlay. Finlay will do the job. Thanks, Finlay. The Giant will win this. He will dominate as well. And it will decisively win it. And we'll just chuck that there, I suppose. And we need to still create 1 minute, so we'll just... I have really messed this up, haven't I? Let's have that down to 5, and I guess we'll take a minute off that. There we go, right. At the end, we've got a show. I need to be reminding of the penalties, because that can ruin your whole show. But let's go with this. Let's just get into it. Let's see what happens. So we start off the show with, of course, a thing I didn't rename. It looks like, so it's an angle. Oh, there it is. Bischoff and Hogan call out Sting and Bret Hart. Now, obviously, they are both decided that, you know, what happened to Starrcade was a disgrace. It was awful. It was the worst thing that's ever happened in professional wrestling. But they will get the World Heavyweight title back, and they've decided that as well. They will get it back now. It's going to happen tonight. We then go into a match which did kind of kill everything, but well, Ray and Juve beat El Dandy and La Parca when Ray pinned El Dandy with a Mysterio Rana. Ray and El Dandy actually with the 2 best performances of the match. Juve really underperformed, but that's fine. Ray was off his game, Hoovy was off his game, and the crowd hated it because they don't care about anybody in this match. So I'm surprised they don't care about Ray at this time in '98, but oh well. Eddie Guerrero then walks out after that match and basically says he needs a rematch with Ultimo Dragon. He lost, it was unfair, he needs his title back. Lex Luger then has an interview and he says that he wants a match with Sting. He's like, well done, congrats to the Stinger. You know, the Stinger has finally ended the NWO dominance of WCW, but Luger has decided that, well, you know, I now want my title match. I got screwed over when Hogan beat me back for the belt at Road Wild, and I want it now. Afterwards, we then had DDP backstage celebrating his United States title win, getting ready for his match soon, and he's interrupted by Kurt Hennig and Rick Rude. Hennig, of course, who just lost the title, and Rick Rude kind of hinting that he might want a little stab at this himself. You know, he's thinking, I've not wrestled in a little while. I'm going to see what I want to do. This crap match, but you know, whatever. 46 rated. The Giant beat Finlay in 5 minutes and 10 seconds. And then Goldberg beating in 5 minutes with the jackhammer. Two bad things back to back, but that's fine. Goldberg getting the win is the most important part here. We then had Goldberg refusing to speak to Mean Gene, and Gene Okerlund's actually making me eat my words and doing really well. Booker T and Saturn. Saturn wants a title match. Simple as that. Pretty straightforward. And then a pretty rubbish match, actually. Booker T and Saturn both off their game. But Harlem Heat did defeat Saturn and Riggs when Booker T pinned Riggs with a towering Inferno. Booker T with a very good 52 rating, dominating the match, I should expect. And then Raven comes out and basically says, you know, Riggs, you're a disgrace. Saturn, you're a disgrace. But less so than Riggs because you didn't actually hit the pinfall. Go win the title at the pay-per-view, and Raven's also wanting a piece of DDP. We then did have Benoit and DDP beat the Faces of Fear. I probably should have put this after the DDP promo, but that's fine. Benoit was just kind of there as a necessity at this point. We'll figure out a plan with Benoit. However, it won't be teaming with DDP because it doesn't work. But 64 overall, not great. And we are kind of in danger of having a bad show here. Jericho with a 58 overall rating, but he did improvise well through the segment, but 58 seems a bit low. And yeah, he has a really bad match with Hector Garza as well. This is not going well, but well, it is what it is. Thankfully, Bret Hart is back out in the ring. 84 rated segment, brings the show back up again, and he's decided, you know what? I came to WCW to win championships and to kill the NWO. I've killed the NWO by giving Sting the belt, and now I want the belt. Simple as that. And then in our main event match, a pretty crap 66, if we're being honest. Not great, but Sting and Luger defeat the Outsiders in 9 minutes 40 when Sting makes Scott Hall tap out with the Scorpion Deathlock, and Sting absolutely destroyed this match with a 79. Luger off his game, but both teams had excellent chemistry when teaming with each other. And then a 91 segment to end the show. Luger did perform poorly and didn't improvise very well, but that's fine. Luger's kind of there, I mean, to be honest, to eat the pinfall. But everyone wants a match with Sting. Luger, you know, he reminds Sting, I want a match. Bret then appears, I don't know, somewhere, and he is also like, I want a match as well. And then Hogan, of course, comes out and is like, brother, I want the title. Let's just see how bad this was. Oh, Jesus. Okay, that was rubbish. Lost the popular in 18 regions, and we did gain in 21, however, and we don't have enough interesting storylines going on. That's because they just started, okay? They'll get better. Trust me on this. Let's go see how mad the TV companies are. Okay, so only Gala was unhappy, which is good. It did get a 4.8 with 3 million viewers overall. WWF have made an offer for Davey Boy Smith. I mean, I don't really care, to be honest, but Raw got a 79 and Raw destroyed us in the ratings, but that's going to happen for a while, I feel like, because they've just got more, like, everything's just a bit better over there. Davey Boy Smith, obviously, ironically, just came to WCW after the Montreal Screwjob. I mean, he's still pretty good. Do we want to keep Davey? What's the offer that they've given them? We do not want to keep Davey Boy Smith. Sorry, Davey, but I'm not paying you that much money to keep you around. So, Davey Boy Smith's going to be leaving us. And we have Saturday Night in 2 days and also Thunder in 2 days. So, let's go sort them. Actually, you know what? Do I want to book Saturday Night? How much would it cost to just kill it? It's only on Foxtel and TBS. Foxtel aren't interested in negotiating with us, so we can cancel that easily. Can we get rid of it on TBS? You know what? I'm going to do it. I can't really be bothered booking Saturday Night. There we go. We've lost nearly 3 million, but that's fine. We'll make that back. We've got rid of Saturday Night for now. I just can't really be bothered booking an extra show. It'd be 3 shows a week that are 2 hours long. So let's just get right in. Okay, let's have a little look then. So we're on Thursday. It's time to make Thunder happen. Ultimate Dragon has left IWRG. All Japan and New Japan have made offers for Davey Boy Smith as well, which, I mean, they're all welcome to him. I'm sorry, but we've got nothing for him. What did ECW do for Hardcore TV? That's a pretty decent show. Bam Bam and Tommy Rogers beating Chris Candido and Lance Storm. Taz defeating Sabu, just giving that away for free on TV. Dross and Brackus defeating the BWO. Sounds absolutely everything. Let's get on with it. We've got a backstage incident here. We go. Right, here we go. Davey Boy Smith, what have you done wrong? God damn it, he's done nothing wrong. He's actually made things better. Damn you, Davey Boy Smith, and your karaoke machine. Ultimate Dragon's done a spot on impression of his colleagues. Interesting. And then wrestler's quote from Bobby Eaton. And Dean Malenko has tried to make Prince Iaukea suck less. And again, 6 is our only guy injured. We are going to go to the Northwest. And we'll go to the Tacoma Dome. Which apparently the first concert was David Bowie in 1983. There you go. So we're going to open the show. Sting's going to come out. Pretty straightforward. And he is going to tell Hogan, Luger, and Brett that you'll take all of them on. So let's just get rid of all this rubbish. I really wish you could just highlight and delete. Sting says he'll take on all 3 challengers in a 4-way. I think that's going to be the best solution for Sold Out. And I think we're going to just book that now as well. That's not what we want. We want a... Oh, it's just pinned. There we go. So 1v1v1v1. I don't want it to be an elimination match. Why can't I just make... I don't know, fit 4-way. So we want Stinger, Hollywood, Brett, and Lex. And we'll give that about 15 minutes. And we're going to have the Stinger retain. But we'll sort out the ifs and buts on that as we go. Anyway, Sting says he'll take on all 3 challengers in a 4-way, which is great. And that's going to lead right into a tag match to kick off the show. And we're going to have Mortis and Wrath come out. And why are all our tag teams heels? You know what? They're just going to kill the public enemy. That's what they're going to do. So we'll give it 6 minutes. We're going to give Raph the win with the meltdown. And it's going to be decisive as well. We're going to open it. We'll make it scripted as well, but give Raph. I love Raph. Remember when Raph got that push when they wanted to build up Nash to beat Goldberg? So they made Raph have an unbeaten streak as well. And then Nash ended it. I think it was at the Georgia Dome. That was annoying. Anyway, Marks and Raph have won that match, and then we're going to have Diamond Dallas Page is going to respond to Raven. And you know what? We'll have Raven come out and we'll have them go back and forth as well. So, DDP accepts Raven's challenge. Raven comes out for words. Oh, Raven comes out for some words. And then that's going to lead into a match as well. And we're actually going to have Raven wrestle. And he is going to just wipe the floor with Ray Trailer. Yeah, that's actually a pretty decent match. We'll give it 7 minutes. We'll have Raven win. We'll have it be open. We'll script it. And we'll have it be decisive, but that's a pretty good little match if you ask me. We're then going to have Eddie Guerrero, once again, talk about Ultimo Dragon. And he's also going to talk about his opponent for today, which is going to be... Do we do Psychosis? Yeah, he's going to basically say, yeah, I'm going to win the I'm going to win the Cruiserweight title back, and I'm going to batter this masked guy as well. So Eddie warns Ultimo that what will happen to Psychosis will happen to him. Very simple. Eddie just coming out, he's annoyed, he's not happy. We're quite simply script. We're just going to have Eddie Guerrero and that one versus Psychosis, and we're going to very simple, short little match where Eddie is going to get the win. We will have it steal the show, and we'll have it be open. We will script it as well, and Eddie will, in the end, win with most likely the Frog Splash. Next up, we will go to Mean Gene, and Mean Gene. We've made a microphone, and he will be speaking with Lex Luger. And we'll have them both be scripted, and we're going to have Lex delighted he's getting title shot. Won't let anything stand in his way. And you know what? We'll have him talk about the other guys off screen as well. So Sting, Hollywood, and Brett. We will then have Bret Hart backstage talk about Sting as well. Sting, Hollywood, and not Horseshoe, definitely not Horseshoe, not Hurt the Garza either, and Lex. And we'll just have, we'll say Brett, also delighted, will have his first match in WCW on Nitro. Just to build that up as well. And then we will go into a tag match because we need some tag team challenge. Who the hell is going to face the Steiners? I think there's nobody. Maybe we could do Mortis and Wrath if we build them up enough. Might be the way to go. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll have the Steiners and we'll just have them absolutely annihilate someday. Don't really want to use the Meng and Barbarian. Meng and the Barbarian. They can just be humorous and some other geek. Who else hangs out with humorous? Who else does Jimmy Hart manage? You know what? John Nord. There you go. That's the match for us. Let's just give that 3 minutes. We don't really care. We're just going to have Scott Steiner. It's going to be domination. It's going to be scripted. It's going to be decisive. We're not going to put the titles on the line. Up next, we'll have Randy Savage come out. Savage comes out, challenges the entire roster, and Savage basically is just pissed that he's not doing anything at the moment. It's my way of getting around him not doing anything. So that's what Savage is going to do, and then after Savage comes out, we're then going to have a promo with... Who are we going to have a promo with? Yeah, we'll do Booker T. We'll have him talk about Saturn, because I feel like Booker's a pretty good promo. So Booker accepts Saturn's challenge, vows to defeat all challengers, and we'll actually have Booker in a TV title match here as well, I think. So we'll have Booker T. Very good, Booker T. He's only going to get better as well. And we will have him defend the title against Chris Jericho. Yeah. Let's do Chris Jericho. No, let's not do Chris Jericho. Let's do Steve Regal. Let's do Steve Regal. We will give it a good chunky time as well. These are two very talented professional wrestlers. Booker T will win. It'll be open, we'll script it, and Booker T will win in the end quite decisively. Up next, we will have... Let's do some hype for our main event this week, which I think is going to involve... Who's it going to involve? We'll have Sting. No, we won't. We'll have Luger in the main event against someone. Anyway, let's do Gene Okerlund, microphone. Let's go back to the tried and true here. Not sex appeal. Definitely not sex appeal. And he's going to try and talk to Goldberg. And once again, Goldberg still refuses to talk. And we're actually going to have Goldberg beat someone decent this week. So, on this show. So we're going to have Goldberg. And he is going to defeat... Kidman's a decent shout. Yeah, let's have him beat Kidman this week. I think that should be a pretty decent match, but we'll have Goldberg dominate, and it'll be decisive as well. And then let's build up to our main event. So we're going to have... Who the hell is going to be facing Lex Luger? We could do Kurt Hennig. And I think we will do Kurt Hennig. So we're going to do Lex versus Kurt. We'll give him 10 minutes. We will have Lex win. It'll be decisive in the end. And to finish the show, we're going to have Hollywood Hogan, Eric Bischoff come out with Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, both all rated on entertainment, and they're going to beat down Lex Luger. That's going to be the plan. So we're going to say, actually we'll put him down on, I don't know, overness, because I don't know if I'm putting on selling. But we'll have that end the show with NWO come down, beat up Lex, and nobody comes to save him. That's going to be the key here. Nobody's going to come out and try and help Lex with his predicament. We're going to give 2 extra minutes to Booker and Steve Regal as well. And I don't think that's too bad a show, to be honest. We're set up a few things here. We're going to set up our world title match. Raven, Eddie. So Eddie will get his rematch. We'll do the Steiners against Mortis and Wrath, I think, will be the way to go forward. Yeah, I don't think it's too bad. We'll do a little pre-show match as well, just to get the crowd hot. Who are we not using that's quite good? We'll put Jericho on the pre-show. And we'll have him face off against Rick Martel. And because it's on the pre-show, it's fine. We'll give Jericho the win. But it'll be tainted as well. Actually, we'll put a second pre-show match on as well. Let's get some of the cruiserweights up. So let's get Ray and Hoovy. And they can face the team of... Who can they face? There's nobody really, is there? Silver King, yeah, Silver King, and there's nobody really here, is there? Damien, I guess. And we'll have Hoovy go over that one. Perfect. Swap him around. Okay, let's go with that. I'm aware we're getting on quite a bit with the episode here, but that's fine. Let's get this booked. So we've got a pretty decent show, I think. Let's see how bad it ends up being rated. So the pre-show match, Ray and Hoovy off their game again. I wonder if it's because they're teaming with each other. I don't know, but Ray at least had a very good performance, still well being off his game, which is good. And the Cruiserweight title storyline has advanced and gained heat as well. And then a very good pre-show match, actually, between Jericho and Martel. Jericho wins in 10 minutes with the Lion Tamer after cheating Rick Martel for 55. But we open the show with the Stinger 97 rated segment, and he says basically, you know what, I'll take on everybody. I don't care. I'm a fighting champion. Simple as that. Easy peasy. After that, we have a terrible match as Mortis and Raph beat the very crap Public Enemy. Crowd didn't care about this. I probably need to keep more attention on these things, but that's fine. Mortis and Raph just get a win on their way to becoming the next challengers. DDP then comes out and accepts Raven's challenge. Raven comes out and they have a little back and forth before Raven then beats Ray Traylor with an even flow DDT in 58 minutes and 7 minutes with a 58 overall rating. Pretty good, actually very even, 51 and 50 in ring performance. Eddie then comes out and just reminds Almo Dragon that I'm coming for my belt and whatever will happen to Psychosis is about to happen to you as well. And then they have a very good 67 rated match as Eddie beats Psychosis with a gory special. Psychosis 53 as well. I mean, good performance from Psychosis. Eddie though 67. We love to see that. Mean Gene comes out with his guest. Lex Luger comes out. Crowd goes nuts, and Lex says, "I'm going to win the title." That's simple as that. It's his time. We then have Brett backstage saying he's the same thing, and Brett also reminds everybody he will have his first WCW match on Nitro this coming Monday. Who against? We don't know yet. I've not decided. A decent little 55 rated match is the Steiners defeated Hugh Morris and John Norden 304 with a Steinerizer. That's actually pretty good. We might actually start putting Goldberg into these short 2-3 minute matches. Yeah, I've not got a dirt sheet on, so I can't really see what happened. Savage then comes out, challenges everybody. Savage has had enough. He's lost his mind. The usual. 84 though. Booker T. Need to script Booker T. That's what we need to do. I forgot to script him. But he vows to defeat all challengers before his upcoming match and he accepts Saturn's challenge before beating Steve Regal in a good match actually, 64 rated. Regal very much outshining Booker T here with a 61 to 49. A 90 overall rating is Goldberg still refuses to talk to Mean Gene Okerlund before battering Kidman with a 51 overrated match. And I feel like Goldberg versus Kidman's a pretty fun match, to be honest. Especially like crackhead, heroin addict Kidman. And then in our main event, a 71 rated show, a match with Lex Luger defeating Kurt Hennig with the torture rack. Luger 64, Hennig with an excellent 80 rating. And then the show ends with the NWO coming down to beat up Lex Luger. 81 rated. I think it's going to be another bad show. It is 73 rated overall, lost its popularity in 11 regions, gained in 8, and again, we don't have enough interesting storylines going on. I think we actually do, though. Again, it's been 2 episodes. We need to ride out this sort of initial rough period, because I want to try and book this as sort of logically as possible, rather than just signing like really talented young guys to dominate the roster. But we'll wait for this to load, and I'll be back with you in a second. So, Thunder has been pretty good. People seem to have enjoyed the show. I mean, I don't think a 73 is a bad rating. And it never got a negative connotation, so that's fine. WCW want David Boy Smith as well, which I don't think you're going to get him, guys, but, you know. We have lost a point of popularity, but I can live with that for now. As long as we don't drop, obviously, down to like the 70s, that's fine. But I think that's going to do it for this first episode. We have started to set in motion our plans for Starrcade. I'm actually going to just put it in here as well, so I remind myself it's Starrcade for Sold Out. So Sold Out 1998, we're going to have Sting versus Hollywood Hogan versus Bret Hart versus Lex Luger. We're going to have Diamond Dallas Page versus Raven. We're going to have the Steiner brothers versus Mortis and Wrath. We're going to have Eddie Guerrero. Oh, nope, wrong way around. Ultimo Dragon versus Eddie Guerrero. And we're going to have Booker T versus Saturn. And then I've not really got these next ones yet. I will see what we want to do. I feel like we want to get Hall and Nash involved somehow, but we'll figure that out as we go. Next episode probably be in a couple of days' time. I don't know when this first one's actually coming out. I need to edit it down a little bit because it's currently an hour and 5 minutes of recording time. But hopefully you've enjoyed. Hopefully you've stuck around. Hopefully you didn't hate the show as much as some people seem to hate the show there. And yeah, any comments? Let me know who we should sign. Again, I want to try and keep this as realistic as possible. So, like, while I could go and sign, say, actually, Punk's not even there, but like, actually, no, there's AJ. I could go and sign some really, really talented guys. I want to try and keep this as true to life as possible. So, like, I don't want to just give, say, Benoit the title or give Jericho the title. I want to build them up. I want to use Hulk Hogan. I mean, look at him. He's ridiculous. We want to use Hogan. Has that actually gone up? No, it's the same. It's fine. We want to use Hogan. Like, a lot of people wouldn't use Lex Luger in a title match, but I want to use Luger. Because I like Lex Luger, but I want to use him. I mean, he's already gained a couple points of popularity just with the first 2 shows. And I feel like Luger's a guy that we can, if we build him up, we can then use him on the way down, essentially. But that's going to do it for today's episode. Thanks so much for watching. See you guys for the next Nitro and Thunder. And I will eventually whittle these episodes down to a nice half an hour or so. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.